Hey, welcome to Slash Dot Dash Dot. Today we are reviewing Crash Bandicoot, the Sane Trilogy. I got to go back and relive my childhood, replay the 3 games that Naughty Dog came out with first, and what a time I had. So we're going to go through some of my thoughts on the Sane Trilogy remastered version of Crash Bandicoot 1, 2 and 3. I'm going to give you some of my pros and some of my cons, and I'll mix them in together as we go through. So let's talk about the main reason that you'd get this game. Obviously, it's the graphics. How do they compare? If you remember all the way back to the originals, they're starting to look a little bit old now. And what they've done here with this remaster is a fantastic job. The animations are great, particularly on the running levels when Crash is running towards the screen. You can see the animations on his face, how scared he is of the boulders or whatever's chasing him, and that's really, really good. It was little touches like this that made it look exceptional to me. It's a lovely HD gloss on an old classic. Also, the cutscenes were exceptionally done. It was great to see Cortex in a HD shine. The interactions between the characters were fabulous in this new updated version. One of the key things that I wanted to look out for in the remaster was how much the difficulty had changed, because what you do tend to find with remastered versions is that they make the games a lot easier for a modern audience. Now you, like I, remember how difficult games were back in the day, and Crash Bandicoot was certainly one of the more difficult games. Especially the first game. The second game was quite difficult as well, and the third one eased up a little bit on that difficulty. Now in the remaster, the difficulty levels are actually pretty much kept as they were. The only differences that I noticed were that you could repeat the bonus levels. So in the original, you died, you couldn't redo it, you missed your chance. But here, you could redo them. I also noticed that if you were struggling on a level, one of the ordinary boxes would become a checkpoint, so you could move further up the level rather than having to do whole chunks of the level in one go. I'm sure that didn't happen in the originals, because I remember spending a long time on certain areas being stuck, trying to get to one checkpoint. In the remaster, it does seem like they were putting checkpoints in between when you were struggling. But as I say, other than that, the difficulty seemed about the same. It was awesome to hear that the music was the original music, but it was actually redone. But they didn't tamper with any of the tunes too much. They were basically remastered versions of the original tunes. I did read something about some of the files had gone missing or something from the original games, so they had to rebuild a lot of the game from the ground up. I believe the music was part of that. They did a top-notch job with it, especially the theme tune, and the bonus stage music was a highlight for me. It's great to hear Hogwild as well. It's my favourite level, and the music always stuck with me. It's nice to hear that Vicarious put that as their credit scene, or the start of the credit scene anyway. The music's iconic on this one as well. That was nice as well that they've updated the music, but it's still the original music. Still the original tunes. One little negative that I picked up on, and you probably wouldn't pick up on this if you were playing the games sort of separately, but playing the 3 games back to back, you do notice how many of the level designs are incredibly similar. Now we've got to remember this is going back 20 years to when the games were first released, and they probably had to keep the level design fairly similar across some of the levels back then. But yeah, playing them back to back like this in a trilogy pack, you do notice how similar some of them are, and it makes it a little bit tedious at times. But if you break up your gameplay, it's not too much of an issue. Another little negative that I noticed was there's something funky going on with the control scheme. Now, like many of us, we learn muscle memory with these games. It's just sort of embedded in this head of yours, and you just know where the jumps are and when you've got to tap and how hard you've got to tap. And I noticed that it wasn't quite working the way that it should do. Now I have the original game, the original Crash on PS3, and I can complete Hogwild without dying, getting every box, like first time, every time. I've done it in like the last 10 goes that I've done it on. Now when I got to doing it on the remaster, I died a lot. It seemed like certain things had been changed and you had to sort of re-evaluate your timing on certain segments. This was also true in some of the areas where you have to jump, like the pits. I was jumping too early. Again, the muscle memory that I picked up from playing the original, which I'd only just played again recently by the way, wasn't transferring, so I had to sort of relearn some segments of the game. I have read online that it was something to do with them putting the control scheme from maybe Crash 3 across all 3 games. So maybe that was the issue there.
Now, these are the parts that really get me. So when you go over these trigger points, it will fire like a laser beam. You got to be out of the way in time. It gets really difficult later on, like there. Oh. I actually don't know how you do these bits. Oh, I did it. Right, here's a difficult part. Oh, I did it. Yes, we're at the checkpoint. Ah, see? You got to be super quick on those parts. Bollocks. There's so little room for error. Got me.
Vicarious have added in time trials across Crash 1 and Crash 2. Now I always remember them being in Crash 3, but I don't remember them being in Crash 1 and 2, so this was a good choice to add those into those games because it gives both of those games a little bit more added replay value. I really like doing the time trials. It's a great way once you finish the main game to go back, do the levels, and you get kind of addicted to trying to beat those times. It's nice that they added in that we could play as Coco as well in Crash 1 and 2, although it doesn't really make sense, but it's a nice little touch. So overall, my opinions on the Sane Trilogy remaster are, it's great. It was fantastic to go down memory lane, a little bit of a nostalgia trip for people like me who played Crash Bandicoot as a child. I've had such a fun week reliving my childhood and reliving the games. An absolute fantastic HD remake, and what I'm really hoping for is that they go out and they make a new Crash Bandicoot now in this format. I want to see him back properly with a new game on the PlayStation 4. So my opinions are that this is a 7 out of 10. It's not groundbreaking, it's not anything amazing, it's a nice trip down memory lane, it's a really well done remaster, and yeah, I hope it leads to a new game. Okay guys, thanks for watching, stay tuned for more gaming videos, make sure you subscribe so that you see those incoming, and we will see you in the next video.
Already got a special here. Quite early. I need to have that. Ah, I just wasted that. I could have waited and got another one. Alright, fork in the road. So this is where you can get all the boxes on this level. I think you can work backwards. I'll do it. So we'll bounce over here. I am the master at this. Oh yeah! You see the turtles looking great. The graphics really are the main thing, obviously, that this remaster's all about. Oh, I did not see him that. And they've done a really good job with it, as you can tell. Looks like I got all the boxes. There we go, coming to the last one. So I've actually already got the gem on this, but I would have done if we were playing it back through.